Hi, I'm Kris.
And I'm Jeannine, and welcome to the Blue Fiber Tree. Here you go.
That's
We are
us.
here. That's
We're
us.
here.
Yeah, so I promise this one's going to be one of the shorter ones.
It actually is.
It is.
It is. I know last time we bombarded you with spinning wheels and Ashford and more spinning wheels and more Ashford. And, some of you probably tapped out about the 15-minute mark, and some of you are probably like, oh, wait. I need some of that information. So for those of you that needed the information, you're welcome. For those of you that didn't, sorry. You'll get a little bit of that every now and then.
Yep. Just depends. There's a lot of different things that we teach here in this store, so we have a lot of subjects to cover. We do.
It's all encompassing. All things fiber.
Absolutely.
All the time.
So today is August 28th, and I'm going to go through the schedule first, and then we're going to talk about the hot topic that we have to talk about. So we are, if it's the 28th, on August 31st, we have needle felted pumpkins from 5 to 8.
Yay!
Yeah, you better call. Hopefully we still have a couple spots left, but it's one of those projects that we could probably fill the table and still be okay, because I can help anyone who needs help too.
And those.
They're fun. They're basic. They're easy.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and when you get that one, the most of the pumpkin shape itself is done for you. You just have to add another layer or two and actually shape it into the pumpkin shape you want before you start decorating it. So most of the work's done, because to get to the point where she's going to give you that fiber ball to start with, that's at least 2 hours in itself.
Oh, for sure.
We don't have 2 hours to let you just sit there and...
No, we sure tried that once, didn't we?
It didn't work.
Nobody
that
finished.
Class into
Nobody finished
like a
it.
5 to 6 hour workshop, real quick.
Yeah.
All right, and then on September 3rd, we have a rigid Heddle basics from 10 to 3, and then we have Labor Day weekend. So that Monday, which is the 5th, I will be closed, because then I will be open for the next 26 days.
She's gonna sleep all day if she's smart.
Oh, nah.
Put my feet up. I was gonna say, you're gonna want to put your feet up.
Yeah. It's just one of those things, because the next thing that we have is from September 6th through the 25th is the Yarn Discovery Tour, and that's what we're going to talk about later. On September 10th, we have a macrame workshop.
We do.
From 11 to 12, the Christmas Ornament Angel.
I gotta get you samples.
You do.
Oh! And the Angels is first?
Angels is first. That's the Saturday.
Okay.
And then
I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
On Sunday the 11th, we are doing keychains and lanyards for anyone who wants
the 11th.
Oh, crap.
We canceled the 11th for football. Sorry, guys. Opening day of the Browns.
Football.
And first day of Baker Mayfield with his new team. Yeah, we moved it, and I don't remember where we moved it to.
All right,
so
fine.
We'll take a look at the calendar.
I have to take that off. I should probably do that later today.
You might oughta.
And then on the 15th, we have Beginners Macrame from 4 to 8. I believe that's a Wednesday.
I think so.
So, and then on the 17th, Western Reserve Lace Society from 10 to 1, and a speckled dye technique workshop from 11 to 3.
Yep.
Just real quick to finish the month, on the 18th, Advanced Macrame with the Owl from 11 to 3. Needle felted pumpkins again on the 21st from 5 to 8. And on the 21st. And then on the 28th, we have Drafting with Purpose. It is an advanced spinning technique from 5 to 8. So that's September's calendar quickly.
I do feel like we moved that keychain and lanyards class to later in the month.
Yeah.
I'll look at my book.
I'll have to double check my calendar.
We'll let you know.
I thought I checked it real well, but if I went by this when I was putting September up there, it's still up there, and I'll have to fix it. I'll fix it later. Oops. We got you covered.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay. We got it. So yeah, very quickly, that was the calendar, and it's on the homepage of the website, so you get to see all of it up there.
Yes, and then the only thing that I have on my books for September, because September is a little crazy for me, at the studio, I'm doing the try and dye workshop that we talked about in the beginning of our spinning video. It's up on our Facebook page. It's up on our website. And again, it's a tri-loom class where we're using art yarns and a couple other yarns to create a very artsy neck shawl that after we make it, we're going to dye it.
Yeah.
Lots of fun. It's really interesting to watch how the colors take up on the different yarns.
And that is on Sunday, September 4th.
Yes.
Do you know what time that starts?
No, because I left my book over there. It's either at 8 or 10. I know, big difference, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
We'll figure it out.
It's either 8 or 10.
It's up there.
We're trying to avoid the massive heat of the day usually, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's an 8 o'clock class just to get it done and out of the way.
Yeah.
Because I know so far everybody that signed up has no problems with 8 a.m.
Right. Because we're up at 5 anyway.
Right. So.
That just means no breakfast that morning.
We'll see if we can't finally get a breakfast pizza.
So, yarn discovery tour. I actually have passport.
Is it that time already?
It is that time already.
Wow.
So the passports go on sale August 30th at all the participating yarn shops. $8 a passport.
Okay.
16 participating shops this year. We do have project bags. So when you buy your passport, you're going to get a project bag. I will tell you, this year's passport sales are going to be a little bit different. We will not be printing passports if a shop has sold out of their given passports and no longer have project bags, which they shouldn't. We have the same number of passports as project bags. You will be directed to go to the next store that still has passports and project bags until all physical ones that have been printed have been sold. So I suggest you get to your yarn shop early and get your passport.
I'm number 1 on the list, just so you know.
Always.
I get number 1. Benefits of, your BFF doing the yarn tour with you.
So, yes, so all the shops we have our distribution meeting on Monday the 29th. We can't start selling these until Tuesday, August 30th. That gives you 1 week before the tour starts to get your passport and project bag from your local yarn shop that you partake.
Come in on the 29th. I'm babysitting for a little bit. We'll raise some havoc while Jeannine's at her meeting.
Yeah, she gets to watch the store for a couple hours.
And they're all going to come up with very hard knitting questions that I don't know how to answer.
She doesn't know it, but I tell you guys to do that to her.
She's so rude. She thinks it'll teach me something.
Exactly. How are you supposed to learn?
No, there's some things this brain just collapses on. Some of those knit things.
Yes. But there'll be other people here to help you too if you get stuck on something.
Thank you, Cheryl.
And she can't help you. So.
I know.
But really cool little purple color this year. They said,
I like the color.
They said, grab whatever you want. And I went, okay, we haven't done purple, so let's do purple.
I like
Yeah, there were 2 different shades of purple, and this is the one they could get their hands on.
I like the turquoisey, bluish ones we did the one year, and I like those.
Yep. So, front of it, 15th anniversary, 15 years.
Wow.
Yay. So when you open this up, all the rules are on the inside. So very quickly, passports are $8, and you receive a souvenir project bag this year. Totally different design as far as the logo that they're putting on there. It's very different. It's almost like a path that you travel through Northeast Ohio, and there's these little balls of yarn that you can put your pin on as you get them from the different shops. So we're back to pins again. So when you participate,
I like that.
Yeah,
I really did.
Some do, some don't, but we haven't done it for a couple of years, so I think it's going to be an okay thing this year. Spend $10 pre-tax at your participating shop, in person or virtually, and receive the stamp in your passport for the shop that you're at, the free pattern choice, because each shop will have a knit and a crochet pattern for you to choose from, and you will be entered into the store's prize basket that has a minimum $100 retail value. Most of us go over. It's just the way it is. Once I start putting stuff in, she starts putting stuff in, Kathy starts putting stuff in, we're closer to that $200, $250 retail value for our prize basket. But that's kind of average for me. It's been that way for a while. Purchasing your passport will also provide automatic entry to win one of many Yarn Discovery Tour prizes at the end of the tour. So we've done this for the last few years. We haven't done the multi-shop visits and the grand prize if you do them all. The participating vendors who send us product to give away as prizes at the end of the tour, they take all of that and they make all these little mini bags of gifts, and they draw anyone who has purchased. Your name goes into a hat, and they pull until they run out. I think last year they did like 168 of these mini prizes that you can get at the end. So purchase a passport. Even if you only shop your local yarn shop, you're entered into that at the end. Hopefully you'll go and you'll do more shops. But yeah, so this is the whole point of the yarn tour, is to get you into the stores. And you will pick those prizes up. You will be notified if your name has been drawn, and you will pick those prizes up at the store where you purchased your passport.
Okay. Good.
Okay? And then there's some other information. We have hours. Stores are required to be open Tuesday and Friday, 11 to 6, and Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 5. Each page for the store has those hours listed for that shop. And then there's a thank you, and if you have any issues about what the CDC is doing as far as mask requirements for the COVID issues, we will be following those guidelines at the time that the yarn tour starts. When these were printed, it was too early to really tell.
Yeah.
Some of the shops have information down there for what they're requiring. I would check the website of every single store that you're going into. Call that shop, ask them. We've got no problem telling you what we're going to be doing. And as long as the CDC is not requiring masks, you don't need to wear a mask in my store. If you're comfortable wearing a mask, please. By now, it doesn't matter. You
No,
either
people walking in here,
it doesn't matter
all the time. Some have masks, some don't. I think it's down to a personal preference.
And
or are you immunocompromised? Do you need to protect yourself? Those kinds of things.
Right.
So.
Do you have allergies, sniffles, and you just don't want to be,
Oh my
whatever?
God, the year that we had to mask everywhere, the year 2020, like we're ever going to forget that year. That was the only single year that I've ever gone without sinus infections.
Yep. Hey.
I know, but I don't want to wear a mask all summer long.
Colds were down, flu and pneumonia were down. But it's a personal preference.
It is.
So
And I think I'd rather have the allergies and stuff and
it's hard
get
to
wear
breathe.
lip gloss. I'm a big lip gloss fan.
I tell you what, there were a lot of people that after 2020, when they stopped wearing masks, I had a hard time recognizing them because I only knew them from here up.
I was so happy to pull my lip gloss back out.
Yeah, I recognized voices before I recognized facial features for a while. It took me a minute to get used to it again.
Absolutely.
So there's that.
Now, is every store required to have a crochet and a knit pattern?
They are.
Okay.
They are. We started
It didn't used to be that way, right?
It didn't used to be.
Okay.
Last year, I believe, was the first. It was either last year or the year before, where they actually went, you're required to have one of each.
Okay.
So, and that's what we've been doing. Now, I always had both because I do both, and I have a lot of crocheters in my store. But it's great that we have finally recognized the fact that crocheters out there, and they need yarn too.
Can't shame the crocheters.
Absolutely not. And I mix techniques. If you know me,
oh, you do.
I'm putting crochet on my knit and vice versa. So, yeah.
Why not?
Absolutely.
There's some beautiful things that can be made out of crossing the two.
16 shops. In your passport, each shop has its own page. It has the name of the shop, the address, the website, the phone number. There is a block that the stamp, sticker, tag, whatever goes that says that you visited that store. At the bottom, the top hours are yarn tour hours. It even says yarn tour hours. Those are not regular store hours. These are the hours the stores are open during the yarn tour because it's different. I'm not normally open on a Sunday. I have to be open 3 Sundays that month. I have to put my hours in there. Below that are your regular store hours outside the yarn tour. So this is a great reference. Hang on to these because this is easier to flip through than
going to the website.
Going to the website, go to the phone. I mean, it has everything, and it tells you their regular hours when we're not on tour.
It's like the one page you're looking at, you have it open. So Artist Gallery in North Canton, Artist Gallery Yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Like her regular hours say she's closed Thursday and Sunday. Well,
during the yarn
except
tour,
during the yarn tour, she'll be open those 2 days
because we're required to be
right.
open Thursday
So,
through
but
Sunday.
it's nice to know that you visited them. But next time you're going back outside the yarn tour, don't go back on a Thursday or Sunday because she won't be there.
Correct.
So it's kind of nice to know that.
Yeah. So real quick, we're gonna do the 16 shops that are participating this year in alphabetical order. And before you say anything, Artful Yarn is not Artful Yarn. It's the Artful Yarn. Designing Woman is not Designing Woman. It is the Designing Woman. That's why they're at the end. Because the is part of their name. It's like,
that is why I named alk&me.
alk&me.
With an A.
All right, so we have Around the Table in Shaker Heights. Artist Gallery is joining us again this year in North Canton.
Welcome back.
Yay! Bare Naked Wools is in Canton.
Yes, they are.
Black Locust Farm is in Lodi. Cast On Yarn Studio is in Vermilion. That would be your furthest west point, your furthest west, northwest, because we have a new shop.
Yes.
Fine Points is in Cleveland. The new yarn shop for this year is called For You, and they're in Oberlin, which is past Berea, the Cuyahoga County Fairgrounds. You're still a little bit further out because they're in Oberlin College. They're over there.
Yeah. Okay. I'm visualizing.
Mm-hmm. Gwen Aaron Natural Fibers, she's in Hubbard. She's your furthest east point that you will be going. Yep. Harps and Thistles Yarn Emporium in Cuyahoga Falls. Knit Wit Knits, Salem, Ohio. Longtail Knits here in Northfield Center. I'm your midpoint. I am crossroads of the Northeast Ohio. That is me. You got to pass me one way or the other going anywhere. Peg's Knit and Spin in Olmsted Falls. Okay. River Color Studio in Lakewood, Ohio.
Do you know in all the years I've never been there?
You gotta go.
Somehow, like, when we were all the way out in Vermilion, Alex and Tony, Jody and I, somehow we managed to go from the furthest west to the furthest east and missed everything in between.
And that was the year that the one up in,
it was way northeast.
Yeah, I can't remember.
No, I don't know. I feel like we were in the car for like 17 hours just to visit 5. Oh my God, it was hilarious. Alex in the back seat, just knitting away. And Tony Jody's like, "Are we ever gonna be there? Are we ever gonna be there?" I go, "I don't know. I'm following this." She's like, "Oh my God." So plan accordingly.
Yeah.
Don't be wabi-sabi like us and just go wherever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Plan to make it worth your while.
Small Studio has moved.
Oh.
New location. She has moved to Canton. So now you have 3 stores down in the Canton area that you can hit all at once.
Makes it way more worth heading down to Canton.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
The Artful Yarn, Chagrin Falls, and The Designing Woman in Fairlawn. And she has a special page. She's on the back inside cover because in order to put on another piece of white would cost more money because it's more paper and it's 3 pages that are blank.
Oh, that's silly.
Yeah, so everybody makes notes on the areas on that store anyway. So there you go. Those are the 16 shops. And on the back cover are all the social media pages. We have our website, Facebook, and Instagram.
She does.
Your square down here at the bottom is also when you purchase your passport, you get your bag. We will actually still stamp that,
something.
whatever. Yeah. That is still going to be there. Says that we did give it to you. yeah, 15th year. Our thank you for participating with us, and the email that you can send any comments to about the yarn tour is on the back page.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So the website is on the front page. It's on the back side. Please share anything that you are doing with the yarn tour.
Oh, please.
Again, if
get out there, and if you're a social media person
Absolutely.
and you visit, do that hashtag longtail knits, hashtag yarn discovery tour 22, whatever.
That's on Instagram.
Yeah, do it on Instagram. Mention everybody on Facebook.
Yep. Take pictures in front of the store. Have someone, if you're traveling with a group of people, have someone else. I'll come outside and take a picture.
I'll come outside if I'm here.
Guess what? I have the sign inside the store too that tells you that you're a longtail knit, so you can do it outside or
I love
inside.
having that in here.
And then you can share it. And please, the more you share, the more it gets it out there for everybody else who is doing the tour. People take pictures of the yarns and things that they bought at the store. Mm-hmm. Please post them and share them. It just feeds. Everybody feeds off of each other.
Oh, yeah.
They get excited.
You create excitement, for sure.
On the website for the yarndiscoverytour.com, there is a page that has the map of where all the stores are located. It makes it easier for you to plan your route of the most efficient way of where you're going.
The thing I did not look at before I did, one of my many tours of the yarn tour. I don't ever look at the map. I just,
have a co-pilot.
We fly by the seat of our pants.
Print it out and do whatever.
That's probably the better way.
But yeah, super excited. This year's going to be bigger and better than ever. September 6th through the 25th. It's 20 days long. And I will be here every day.
You sure
And
will.
she's going to be here too a lot.
I'll be in here off and on and in between clients, and I'll be teaching here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always, if I'm not here and I'm not in my studio, I'm right across the street. So I won't be too far,
Yeah. So each store, as we had said, has a knit and a crochet pattern. And I try to feature local artists. This year, Kris is my local artist for the designs for the knit and the crochet pattern. The knit pattern you guys have seen before. It is the same pattern that we used for our Alzheimer's Association fundraiser.
Absolutely.
So this is your, what do you call this?
This is the halogen beanie. Mm-hmm. Uses 2 skeins of my calx yarn, which is 100% baby alpaca. It is sport weight. I have a lot. Right now I have 10 new colorways that I brought out for fall. Hopefully by the day of the yarn tour, I think I should have another 5 or 6 that I'm bringing in that are fall colors. Some of the new colors, this is Phlogiston, and I'm letting you know I brought out these colors for the first 10 colors I brought out for the Carnation Yarn Tour, and I don't know what it is about this color, but it sold out of my sparkle, and I had to make more. It almost sold out in my calx. I now have to make more. I don't know why people love these plums and greens together, but hey, I'm so happy.
Yep.
Niter has been another fabulous color with the turquoise and the grays. People really like that. Over our spinning weekend, somebody really thought this did not say veneris. We won't talk about what Cindy thought this said, but the colorway is veneris, and it's got some great teals and yellows and blacks and chestnut. Jeannine's favorite color. What is this one? Oh, Spagyra. It's just olives and fuchsias and pinks and salmons. They're a lot of fun. And the best part about coming out with some of those new colorways, especially within the calx line, is, so while these have there's a lot of colors going on in each of those colorways. I have other colorways within that line that are softer, only have one color that's maybe a tonal going through it. So if you want to create, contrast, but also something that really sits nicely together, there's a lot of options over within that that rack of calx to find your matching color to go with it. You can do a black with a variegated. In one of the other ones I did, I actually used two different variegateds. I just used one that was darker and one that was lighter.
Yeah.
Because high contrast, is also a good one.
We're not going to be putting kits together because we want you to pick your own color combinations.
No kits.
So these would be this part here, your bright, and then like she said, you could use a different, like with this one, you could use a darker contrast.
Absolutely.
Like, if you want to do that, you could do that.
So pretty.
Or you could get the tonals that are up there.
Together. And I will tell you, so with the amount of yarn it takes to do the hat, getting 2 skeins, you have enough to do 2 hats.
Correct.
So you'd be able to do the colorway one way and then flop it for the other if you have a best friend that you want to be matchy-matchy but not so matchy-matchy. So that's the knit pattern. And then the crochet pattern, I left the house without it this morning, and I'm sorry. You know me, you've met me.
You'll put a picture.
I'm going to put a picture at the end of the video. I did a really neat, it is a 10-foot long, I know, 10-foot long decorative scarf.
Correct.
So this is not a scarf for warmth. This literally, it's just this nice drapey scarf that just hangs so you can see the different layers. And it's out of the chenille, which oddly enough is also a sport weight. So sport weight seemed to be my theme for this year. And it's made out of the chenille that we have. It's 319 yards. And believe it or not, even after the 10 feet of the scarf, you will have not used all of your yarn.
Even with the tassels?
Even with the dang tassels. I did not measure how much I had left on my ball, but I probably could have added 2 more leaves easily and still been okay. So,
but the beauty of the pattern, you can make it as long as you want.
Yeah.
You
Now
don't have to do it that
no,
long.
and I did make a note in the pattern though that if you make it longer than the pattern, depending on how much longer, you may need a second skein of yarn.
Right.
So just so you know, this is my flox line. By the time the yarn tour starts, I will have at least 10 new colorways in that, if not the extra 5. We're gonna see these are all hand painted, so it takes me a little more time to make them. It also takes me a lot more time to rinse them.
Correct.
So, and these are just 2 of the colorways that I currently have. This is, what is this?
You didn't put it on there, did you?
I did. This is Akel. What is this one? Oh, this is Fentheon, and I love this because it's got all the blues. It's got a little Bob's Blue Sky in there. And these are colors that I've had since the spring in there. And I will get the fall colors up.
It uses a large crochet hook for the sport yarn.
Yeah.
It uses an eye.
Yes, a 9, is it?
Eye is a 5.5
5.5.
millimeter.
There we go.
And it is very open and airy.
You will block this.
Definitely aggressively block
This
it.
is not something you do not block.
But also understand that if you have problems with any of the patterns that my store sells, you could either ask her or me.
Yeah.
I'm very familiar with both of the projects, so you can...
Yeah. She's my tester. She goes through to find my mistakes and goes, you can't say that like that. They don't know what you mean. And I'm like, okay, but I created it. She's like, right, and those words don't exist in crochet. So she helps me get my poop in a group.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, so they're both fun patterns. I really like, I understand that sometimes yarn tour comes along and people are like, oh, I want to spend just my $10. Well, it's not $10, but it is at least 1 skein of yarn.
Yep.
And it'll help you with the pattern that's available.
Yep.
They'll both be here. I'm excited.
They will.
I'm excited.
It's going to be a fun month. I'm going to be tired. I'm going to get grumpy and punchy toward the end, but I like Snickers. Will keep me happy.
I'm going to try and throw her out 1 or 2 times and make her go home early because I am very capable of closing a credit card machine and turning off the lights and making her go home and sleep. So you may come up and it may just be me you're stuck with for a few hours one day here and there.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll
You
see
like
how
that?
you feel.
You like that idea?
I think
When she
Cameraman
sends me
Bob likes
home.
the fact that I'm going to send you home. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Not
For
if she's
sure.
punchy and grumpy, though.
Well, but if she comes home early, maybe she won't hit the punchy and grumpy part. If She
People are
takes a
trying to
couple of
avoid.
breaks.
Yeah.
I'll just buy a bag of Snickers.
It's usually the safest way. But no, I'm really looking forward to the yarn tour. I'm looking forward to for the yarn tour. You guys might have seen the very beginning. My sparkle is back. It is in sport weight also.
It's sport
Oh
weight.
dear God, what is wrong with me this year? Everything is sport weight. Sorry, I didn't want thin. I didn't want thick.
Yeah, so if you want worsted or DK, you might have to wait until after the yarn tour.
You'll definitely be waiting for the yarn tour. I will say that I do have a bin that has all of the rest of my boron and bull, which is my worsted and my DK, and it's 25% off. Not for any other reason other than the fact that I'm trying to find better.
Right.
I just, with the supplier that I was getting those through, my worsted and my DK, they're like not even kissing cousins. They're like sisters. They are so close in thickness,
It's hard to
in
tell.
diameter. It's hard to tell what you're getting. And I've had comments about, oh, it's really hard to get gauge. Oh, it's really hard to get gauge. Okay. So I am searching for a better worsted and a better DK that actually represent what they're supposed to be. So in the meantime, you get the benefit of that, and
Of it being discontinued.
Yeah.
So
So
it
it's
may end
in
up
my
on my
little bin.
discontinued rack over there just to keep it.
it may
Separate.
just separate and out of the way.
Yep.
But in the meantime, we do have now. I know some of you were asking me when I would get my sparkle in fingering back. As soon as my distributor gets it back in stock,
Yeah, they're having
oh
problems
my
getting
God,
it.
it's driving me nuts.
Supply chain issues.
It is, and the sparkle that I get that's in fingering, it only has a 5% stellina in it, which is the sparkle. The other distributor that I get the sport weight from, they don't carry it in a fingering, which that's a phone call I would like to have with them and ask them why. But it is 24 or 20, I think it's 20 something % sparkle. So
It
there's
has
a
a lot more.
lot more sparkle in the sport, and I've actually had a good reaction to that.
They love it.
So, if I can con them into doing a fingering weight, that'd be great. And it's the one mill that's here in the United States, so I feel like they actually do their own.
Ooh, that'll
They're-
be nice.
I think so that mill processes some of their own, and then the other mill that they get things from is also, I want to say they're Wyoming.
Okay.
So they're both United States based places. They're not bringing stuff in from Peru. And I know, hey, I have yarn that's from Peru that I absolutely love.
Mhm.
But because they're more local, I may have a better
Better luck,
chance at
yeah.
getting the fingering weight back in. But for now, we're going to be bringing the sport weight back in. It will go bye-bye after the yarn tour. And you will not see it again until Wild and Woolly. Unless I decide to be gracious at Christmas.
Yeah.
I might bring it out for Christmas. We'll see. Because that is going to start being one of my special occasion and show only yarns.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's nice to know.
yeah, I mean, just that way, unless it sells so quickly, so fast that people won't let me take it out of here.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the only reason that it stays here, is if it becomes such a massive seller that I can't resist.
Right.
So, but that is all from alk&me. And
Yeah. Wonderful
think that-
patterns. We're gonna have fun this
thank
year.
you. I was very proud of that pattern.
I look blue ribbon.
I was very proud of that before I even won the blue ribbon. I was like, oh my God, I did a knit pattern
I get the
and it worked.
I get this. So what's the Great Lakes fiber? What's that ribbon? And so I have to explain.
You have to explain the Great
what it
Lakes
is
Fiber
and
Show all
why,
the time.
Yep, but that's okay. So yep.
Will you have your normal open groups during the yarn
Nothing
tour?
changes.
Okay, just checking in case somebody was curious. Wanted to make sure that
Yeah.
open groups will stay the same. There are still classes, as you see, scheduled. She's trying to make me
Mhm.
work on the first football game of the year. Like that's gonna happen.
Well, the game doesn't start until later.
No, and then so this airs on the 28th.
Yes.
Y'all, 3 days. I better see 100 or more on our subscribers for the Blue Fiber Tree on YouTube.
Yep.
We really, really, really would like to hit that goal. And obviously after that, I'm going to set another goal. But I'll give you a little while before I set a new goal. But we're so close. We're so close. Please share our YouTube channel. Make your friends subscribe. Take them to dinner. Buy them fiber. Whatever you got to do to bribe them to follow our channel.
I know a lot of people watch it, but because they don't have a YouTube account, they can't subscribe. You can't subscribe.
Oh, create a YouTube account.
Unless you... Yeah, so...
Because then it can store your videos of the people that you really like to watch anyway.
Yeah.
If you are watching consistently, and that used to be me. I used to be that person. Until I started following Ashford, till I started following Chemnitz, till I started following Ashley Martineau. When I hit 3 people that I was following, and I couldn't save any of my videos to reference back later, I was like, fine, you win. Because it's really nice to be able to go back and reference. Like, there's one specific spinning video from Ashford, and I can't remember the lady's name.
Oh, is it Kate? Or is it the other guest person?
It might have been the
had?
guest person that they had. And I loved how she was explaining the drafting technique that she was using. And for a while, I kind of needed it as a reference. So I was really happy to go back in and save that. So for those of you that don't have YouTube, there are benefits. You can turn off notifications.
You can.
Like, you don't have to be bothered every 5 minutes by the notification.
Right. Just because you've subscribed to a channel, until you click that notifications button, you're not going to know when a new video is up there unless you go and look for them. Now, when you go to YouTube, you have your home when you subscribe, but you also have a subscription button that you push, and it only pops up those channels that you have subscribed to, so you can look at them
You can
and
keep
you can
all your
see the
favorites
new
together.
Right. So
That's
I
what I like
have
about it.
I have a few that I check weekly to see the new videos that come out. Yes, I do get notifications, but I always miss the pop-ups. It just happens. But they're there. So, yeah, it costs nothing to subscribe.
Nope.
And then you can hit us and you can get
And listen,
into the
we're not
drawing.
making money asking you to subscribe.
Oh,
I'm telling
no.
you that right now.
No.
We don't have enough followers. I doubt we'll ever hit enough followers to be paid from YouTube. Unless Duncan wants to come sponsor me, and then, hey, I'm okay with that because I am a Dunky Junkie.
Cheers.
Okay, sorry, shameless plug. So no, we're not getting paid by telling you to subscribe. We're just trying to, help you out, and we like to see who's following us.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
that's
you
such a
can't
wonderful thing
leave-
for us.
You can't leave a comment
Unless you
you're
subscribe.
subscribed.
So if you have something to say, we'd love to hear it, but please
Yeah.
subscribe so that you can say it.
Yep.
I think that's really it for today,
Yeah.
right? Follow our Facebook pages, Longtail Knits and Alk&me.
Blue fiber tree.
Blue Fiber Tree. We are constantly leaving information about what's happening in our world, just on those places in general.
If you want emails, under the comments page for me or contact page, there's a tab at the top of my website. You can fill out an email. I will get it.
Yep.
I will respond to you.
Yep. You can, on mine, there's 2 places. There's on the front page of my website. You can scroll all the way down and sign up for my emails. Or you can go to the Contact Us page, and it'll literally send me a message.
Yep. So several
super
ways.
easy. You'll see pictures of my goats. That'll tell you you're
Yep.
in the right place.
You can message Longtail Knits through Facebook if you want. I
Same
get those
here.
messages all the time as well. So there's a lot of way that you can get to us. So yeah, but any of the workshops that we talked about, if you want to get in on those, you have to call the store to sign up. There's no other way to do it.
Nope.
You've got to call me. You can send me a message, but you're eventually going to have to call me so you can pay the workshop fees to secure your spot. Other than
Absolutely.
that, that's the way it is.
And then as far as the Alchemy classes go, you can reach out to me through Facebook or email.
Mhm.
Real easy to find me.
Yeah.
Even on the website, and I can help you get signed up for the classes.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else?
No, that is
Cameraman
it.
Bob, are we good for today? Okay,
We
he
got
says
an
we
okay.
got an okay from Cameraman Bob.
Cannot
so
wait to see everybody at the yarn tour. It's going to be a fun few weeks.
It is absolutely going to be. So you guys have a great one. And he wants to push the stop
Just
button.
wants to turn us off so bad.
So we better say goodbye.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Bye.